Hiya! Welcome to LSB Feasters Radio Channel and Travel Corner, where our mission in life is to keep great radio from the past alive. Today we're featuring legendary talk show team John and Ken. They have been doing Afternoon Drive in Los Angeles pretty much since 1992. Just rabble-rousing and raising Cain every afternoon. But before they made it to KFI, they worked at New Jersey 101.5 in Trenton, New Jersey, where they were behind the big tax revolt in New Jersey. And before that, the two of them teamed up together at WOND in Atlantic City, where they took over the morning show. I know all about this because I hosted the morning show that was displaced. But that's okay. I went to afternoons and then I went to the FM and I did fine. Don't worry, my story's fine. However, they came in, and even though they basically pushed me out of my position, not anything they did deliberately, I could tell these two had something. There was a chemistry there and it was raw, but I could tell if somebody worked with these guys, they would do big things. And sure enough, since they've been at KFI for almost 30 years, they've done some big stuff. Anyway, they were on WOND playing oldies for about a year and then moved over to the FM, WMGM, where they played Top 40 until being whisked away to Trenton, New Jersey at WKXW, New Jersey 101.5. This Aircheck features John and Ken in their very first week on WMGM after moving over from the AM WOND. They're a pretty new team, but listen, you can actually hear the chemistry and they've got something. Give it a listen. If you like what you hear, give it a thumbs up and feel free to subscribe to the channel. And after you do, smack that bell so you'll get updates whenever we update anything. I like how that works. All right, let's go back to 1989. January, to be exact, the very first week of the brand new John and Ken show on 104 WMGM Atlantic City.
WMGM.
Hi there, everybody. 6:01, a minute after 6 o'clock. John Cobell, Ken Chambeau, we are radio's odd couple. It is Friday, January 20th, Inauguration Day.
South Jersey's hottest hits, 104 MGM.
Casanova, Levert, 104 MGM. 6:12, 12 after 6 with John and Ken, the radio's odd couple here. It is a Friday morning, January 20th, Inauguration morning. We've got less than 6 hours till Dan Quayle becomes vice president. Countdown is on. Variably cloudy, windy.
Take the oath.
I got an oath. I have an oath for him.
Is it too late to get asylum somewhere?
Maybe we should, I have an idea, maybe we should call up a political embassy and try to seek asylum later this morning.
Yeah, there's an idea. Canada.
Huh? Yeah, well, I think we ought to seek asylum later.
Hell, I'm not going to Mexico. Yeah, that country.
Maybe we'll take calls later from people who would like to sign up and take asylum with us until this Quayle thing blows over.
Maybe I'll look at a globe and find some really odd country in a strange part of the world we'll call.
So, some country that has an ambassadorship in New York City.
Oh, yeah.
That would be kind of funny.
Most do because of the UN, but we'll
something weird where they'd pick up the phone, they have no idea what we're talking about.
Yeah. Quayle? What? Quayle? This is Mr. Quayle?
I think it's a pretty good idea, actually.
I'll call up and tell him we're Dan Quayle. We're declaring war on you this morning.
Declaring war on your golf courses. Weather variably cloudy, and it's going to be mild this morning with a high of about 50, but then windy and colder this afternoon and maybe a shower. Temperatures dropping into the 30s. Tonight, clearing low in the teens. Tomorrow, sunny, high only in the upper 20s.
It's going to be a cold weekend and then warm again on Monday. It's weird.
Major cold front coming through this afternoon, though.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah. 38 degrees and dark right now, WMGM.
Just what I need for this cold is a major cold front.
How is that thing?
Well, I think it's in the final stages. I'm down to the scratchy throat, the sneezing, the sniffling, and the cough.
Oh, just those, huh?
I'm down to the final 6.
Yeah, the last half dozen symptoms.
Actually, I'm doing well now. Although
your voice sounds better now than it did last night.
Well, last night I couldn't hear anybody, and you couldn't hear me anyway.
Yeah. It's really loud there last night, wasn't it?
Oh, it was a loud and rough crowd. I mean to say they were real rough, but just give you an example. They burnt Mother Teresa in effigy.
Oh.
That's a rough crowd.
We're talking a rough crowd at Steamers last night. Yeah, take them on Saints. It's 6:15 here at WMGM.
That's what we think you'll say when you hear the insurance companies want to buy your rights for peanuts. You got it. They want you to choose something called lawsuit threshold. They say it'll save you a few bucks. What they don't want to tell you...
South Jersey's hottest hits, 104 MGM.
6:18 with John and Ken, Radio's Odd Couple, WMGM. Laurel, Huey Lewis in the news. 104 MGM, 6:22 with John and Ken. Variably cloudy today and windy and much colder in the afternoon with a high this morning near 50, then temperatures dropping through the 30s. Clearing tonight, low in the upper teens. Sunny tomorrow, high in the upper 20s, 38 right now at WMGM. We have a Super Bowl party for you at Steamers this Sunday. The big screen will be at Steamers. Free buffet with pizza, hot dogs, chili, chips, soft pretzels, and you can play QB1, your chance to win Flyers tickets. Sunday at 4 o'clock, and radio's new odd couple, Mark Daniels and Ken, are going to be hosting the Super Bowl Mania at Steamers, MacArthur Boulevard.
They're sort of the sideways odd couple.
Yeah. Mark is a substitute odd fellow, I guess we'll call him. I'm going on a religious retreat for the weekend, and I can't be there.
Well, you couldn't be there anyway because you're not allowed to watch the Super Bowl you declared a year ago.
Well, that's right. I'm probably not going to see it either. I'm going to remain true to my pledge not to watch it. So anyway, no, seriously.
You screamed about this skiing stuff. You doing that or not?
I don't know.
Well, you ranted for 20 minutes on the air about skiing.
Well, I don't know if we're going to ski this weekend.
Oh.
Skiing is coming, though.
Oh, okay.
There'll be a complete report as soon as it happens. I have no idea what's going on. I'm not in charge of my social life anymore. I've completely lost control. 104 MGM Super Bowl party at Steamers beginning at 4 o'clock Sunday afternoon. So be there. We got sports, right?
Yes, I'm just reading Ron Reagan Jr.'s big comments about being the son of a president.
He didn't have much to say on the matter, did he?
Never came up with a good response, but I finally have to admit that being related to the president wasn't like anything. Oh, good. In all its bizarre splendor, it just was.
In all its bizarre splendor, it just was.
That was his response, yeah.
We're talking a deep mind, aren't we?
What have you learned? You learned to convince White House switchboard operators that you do have a right to speak to the Prez.
The Prez.
You can practice creative REM sleep during official events. Yeah, that figures. Ronald Reagan's son doing sleeping off.
Yeah, it must be something in the genetics with that family. You go to an important event and you fall asleep. Or you have an important job and you fall asleep.
He does have one good quote you'd like. There'll be a lot of people flocking around whose sole purpose in life seems to be telling you how to act, what to think, and even what to wear. Ignore them. If they had any credibility to begin with, they'd be doing something more worthwhile. You hear that, Blackwell?
I do like that. It's true. Boy, I wish I had a position like he did, like son of a president.
You'd be another Billy Carter.
Oh yeah, I'd be embarrassing the first family left and right. I'd be telling off all the reporters.
Barbara Bush was a hoot yesterday. Did you see that film?
Oh yeah.
Well, she wore the nice gown. She said, "Get a good look at this because it may not ever happen again."
Yeah. She was very funny.
She was very funny.
Where was she appearing? She was on stage.
I don't know.
Somewhere.
It was some kind of pre-inaugural event. I have no idea.
See, I like that. I mean, as frightening as it might be to wake up next to her.
Yeah, because there's no reason the president has to be like the king and queen, you know?
Man, if I had Nancy Reagan for a mother, oh, God.
What battles that would be.
Oh, jeez. She'd be ordering me around, telling me how to act and what to wear. I'd have her deported as quickly as possible. Seriously, that's the best thing about Bush and taking over is that we're not going to be hearing from Nancy Reagan anymore. She's going to go into some Halston cocoon somewhere, be out of sight for a while. She's the most irritating figure in that whole presidency. So 6:25, we are 5.5 hours away from Dan Quayle becoming vice president.
Yeah,
and Ken's got sports, and Michael Sherman has news next on WMGM.
The 1989 Hondas are in at the Marty Sussman Auto Mall on Tilton Road. And for a limited time, you can buy it.
That's Tommy Conwell and the Young Rumblers. Tommy is the lead rumbler there. If we never meet again, good record. I like that. 104 MGM, 641 with John and Ken. Variably cloudy today, windy and cold. Temperatures dropping from the low 50s in the morning to the 30s in the afternoon. Clearing tonight, low in the upper teens, and tomorrow sunny and a high in the upper 20s, 38 degrees right now. And it's too dark to tell. Too dark to tell. 104 MGM with John and Ken. Remember the lawsuit? Remember the other day that Zsa Zsa Gabor got kicked off an airplane because she wouldn't... she let her dogs run around the cabin, wouldn't control them?
Yes.
She's filing a lawsuit for $10 million. $10 million. Zsa Zsa is suing Delta Airlines because they kicked her off a plane in Atlanta because she wouldn't keep her 2 Shih Tzu dogs from running around. In papers filed Wednesday, Zsa Zsa said, quote, she was not treated in a first-class manner by the servants and employees of the airline. The servants and employees. You'll love the attitude of this lady. A Delta spokeswoman called the lawsuit quite interesting, but totally unwarranted. Zsa Zsa's lawyer said, they started it. This is just the kickoff. She's not going to retreat. She's on the offensive. She'll show the Delta Airlines not to push around her Shih Tzus.
It's not going to take any more of that, huh?
No. Airline said Zsa Zsa is full of Shih Tzu herself. No, it didn't say it. Wayne Newton accepted a libel award of $6 million from NBC yesterday.
Right.
But NBC has not decided to give him the money yet. Now, they had a newscast back in 1980 that said Wayne was involved with the mob.
He alleges.
Yeah, it alleges that Wayne was... I don't know, did it allege or did it say outright?
No, according to NBC News last night, Wayne Newton alleges the report linked him to organized crime. They're not admitting that.
No, they can't admit that. But I just wonder, in the report, did they say he's allegedly linked to the mob, or did they say Wayne is definitely linked to the mob?
No, considering the award, they must have said something pretty close to that.
He got $20 million originally, then they reduced it to $5 million, and he had until February 1st to either accept the $5 million or go for a new trial and try to get the whole $19 million, but he's taken the $5 million, which is already up to $6 million because of all the interest.
He spends it all on hair grease.
They got his fiancée here, Marla Heasley, pictured in the paper.
Yeah.
How the hell can you fall in love with Wayne Newton? I mean,
he's rich.
Yeah, I guess he's rich. I remember him like 20 years ago. You remember a show called Hollywood Palace?
No.
It was a variety show. It was kind of like the Ed Sullivan Show. It used to be on ABC on Saturday nights. I remember being a little kid, and Wayne Newton was on, and he was this skinny guy with red hair who had this high, squeaky voice.
Right.
And I remember I was like 7 years old, and for some reason being fascinated by this wormy-looking kid, really, with this squeaky voice. And even at 7, I was wondering what he was doing on TV. It was like a little tiny TV critic inside of me. I'm looking at Wayne Newton, I'm saying, what's going on here? And then I lost track of the guy, and then years later he shows up, and he's this big, bloated Elvis lookalike with the greased back hair and that like cheesy little mustache.
Yeah, his hair got really dark, and
yeah, it's like
in favor of the women.
Why do women love that? Why do women love something that look like that?
I don't know.
He's developing a second chin, though, if you look at a Paperboy.
Yeah, he's gained some weight.
Yeah, he's like bloated up, but it almost looked like he grew from himself into his father in like about 8 years. It's like, well, I saw him and he looked like a 20-year-old kid. Next time I saw him, he looked like the kid's father. That was weird. It's 6:45 here at WMGM.
Announcing a very simple and convenient way to buy a car. Hi, I'm Joe Viviani, sales manager at Chevrolet 21.
104 MGM, 104 Cat.
Invariably cloudy today. It's going to get a lot colder. A high this morning of 50. Temperatures dropping through the 30s in the afternoon. Clearing tonight, low upper teens. Sunny tomorrow, high upper 20s. 38 right now at WMGM. 6:49 in Chicago. Chicago, 104 MGM. 6:52, 8 minutes to 7 o'clock with John and Ken. Variably cloudy today, becoming a lot colder this afternoon as temperatures drop from an early high of 50 through the 30s. And it's 38 right now, and
it's kind of cloudy.
Cloudy outside. It's finally light enough to tell. Ken and Mark Daniels are going to be hosting the Super Bowl party at Seamers on Sunday afternoon.
Again, you're reading this?
You're going to hear this a lot.
I didn't know that.
It's big push time, don't you know?
No, didn't. Go ahead.
Too bad you have to sit through the whole show. You get tired of all the repetitive announcements, don't you?
I just didn't. I didn't know it was twice an hour.
Huh?
Usually once an hour. I know they were twice.
Well, I'm making it twice an hour. Because we're just starting to announce it this morning. You want people to come? The big screen is going to be there at Steamers. They got big screen TVs, free buffet pizza.
There'll be more hot dogs for me.
Pizza, hot dogs. You've had enough hot dogs. Pizza, hot dogs, chili, chips, and soft pretzels. You can play QB1, your chance to win Flyers tickets. Sunday at 4 o'clock, come to Steamers, MacArthur Boulevard, and Summers Point for the Super Bowl party. A Hardy party.
You can party.
Hosted by 104MGM's Mark Daniels and Ken Champeau.
It'll be a lot of fun. I like to watch on a big screen, so if you've got nowhere to go, you want to have a good time, come on down. Well, I have in front of me the official oaths of office.
The oaths of office?
This is what they're going to say to you. You're right, the vice presidential oath is twice as long.
Why is it twice as long?
Well, you want to hear it?
Yeah, go ahead.
You got a Bible? Might as well swear me in. I can do the job. I like Quayle yesterday. Hear his quote yesterday?
No.
NBC made a big deal that Quayle had come out and was talking again to reporters. The entire news blurb that they took from him was, well, here we are and I'm ready to go.
I saw that. No, I did see it.
Here we are and I'm ready to go.
I know they had a rally for him.
Guy hasn't spoken in 3 months. Well, here we are and I'm ready to go.
He can barely remember English. Big rally for him. Crowd is cheering. He gets on stage. Boy, I tell you, he's no Ronald Reagan when it comes to stirring the crowd. Well, here we are.
Here we are, and I'm ready to go. You're going to like this oath here. I do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion.
Well, he's got plenty of mental reservations.
And I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office of which I am about to enter, so help me God.
That's the president?
It doesn't give his name. No, that's the vice president. It doesn't give his oath of office. President just says, I do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the office of President of the United States and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the U.S.
So the vice president doesn't have to preserve and protect the Constitution, huh?
No, and he has to, he will support and defend is his.
Oh, he supports and defends.
Right, well, the president preserves and protects. I don't know. And defends. The vice president has to basically say that I will do this of my own free will. I guess that's because the job is such a waste of 4 years.
Yeah, really. Nobody put a gun to his head.
It says I take this obligation freely without any purpose of evasion.
No pictures of Quayle and a goat in a motel room. He really wants this.
I like that. Without any purpose of evasion, like you become vice president the next day, say, look, I don't want this job, all right?
Well, it's kind of like joining the Federal Witness Protection Program, you know?
That's right. We won't know who he is.
6:55 here at WMGM.
Michael Sherman, WMGM News.
There you are, cruising down the road in your shiny new car, when all of a sudden, whoops, there's that killer pothole filled with mud and water all over your nice new paint. But don't worry, now there's Sparkle Car Care. Okay, so maybe you're not the need for 1583 for Sparkle Car Care, Maryland Avenue, Atlantic City. Just look for the yellow building and say goodbye to your dirty car with Sparkle Car Care.
News of Michael Sherman brought to you by Sparkle Car Care, Maryland Avenue, Atlantic City. Look for MGM. Phil Collins, #1 song in the world.
All over.
Two Hearts. John and Ken Radio's Odd Couple here. It is Friday morning, January 20th, 7:12. Variably cloudy today and windy and cold with temperatures falling from the 50s to the 30s to the teens tonight. Clear skies tonight. Sunny tomorrow. High upper 20s. 38 right now. Cloudy at WMGM.
Well, we announce every now and then winners of some of our contests, just to plug the contest and congratulate the people.
Sure.
Winner of yesterday's great Atlantic City gift certificate giveaway. Here they are. Tom Dorn, Dick Dorn, Harry Dorn, Rip Dorn, and every rose has its Dorn. Oh, this list is no good.
All the Dorn nephews. Man, the controversy continues to swirl around Gene Dorn and the pilfered gift certificates.
I'll tell you.
According to the press this morning, they went to the people who supposedly got the certificates from Gene.
From his wife.
From his wife. They said they didn't receive any gift certificates.
Or, well, actually merchandise, since he claimed that his wife cashed them in and gave gifts out.
See, Gene went nuts the other day telling everybody, go ahead and check, go ahead and check. Well, people are starting to check. And the Gene story isn't holding up.